It's 9:55. It looks like 5:55. The mic stand in the way of the clock. Strong movement of the elder. Just about free of this damn body. Everyone's waiting, but no more than me. It's April 6th, 2024. This dot I have right here between my eyes, I was talking to some hunters, and I told them that they're about to pay the price of what they've done to animals. And this one guy got real tough, said, "I'll kill you." And I said, "Okay, here, I'll make a little bullseye." It's just get a mosquito bite or something, scratch it, and this whole body, skin, everything's falling apart. Almost. I've talked about Sasquatch before, Bigfoot, whatever name you like. The Indians named them a long time ago, so that's what I use. Sasquatch. I want to show you what the actual time age is on this planet. Not what people think with carbon dating. Carbon dating is good for very little, except for the fact that at the moment it's all we have available to us. But I believe this is at the spiritualfoundation.com website. If not, I'll bring it up to Deanna. But this is the actual ages of life on this planet. At this point, I have a hard enough time remembering what I need to do, let alone what the split of the ages is. I know who I am, where I am, but this body's shot. And Ara, the wholeness of what I actually am, not this body. This body isn't shit. This body's a rusted old junker that's about to be taken to the scrap heap. This is difficult, so if you would bear with me, if not, hang the hell up. Go watch something you like. I'm here for everyone else. Okay, let's get into the Sasquatch. Sasquatch came here in the second year. I'm sorry, in the second age. I'm so close to being free of this disaster, of this physical form. Everyone's waiting, so am I, but guess what? Here it comes. It's hard for me to pick my head up to look at the camera, so we'll see how close we can get. Wow. It was important for me to get this out there. Right, the Sasquatch were brought here in the second age of this planet. Exact years, take a look at the chart I gave you years and years and years ago. Earth's timeline. Actual timeline. Our ET family members will verify that as soon as you meet them. As soon as I'm done tearing things up here. Purging. Anyway, they were brought here to hunt because they're very intelligent, very strong. Metaphysical abilities flow through the bodies really well. Every time catastrophes were brought to the different ages, the first two were fire. Okay, the volcanoes, earthquakes, lava everywhere. And then there was the Ice Age, then the flood. And then the fifth age changed. That's the only one I remember. Because we lived here, it changed from run into the sixth age, December 21st, 2012. The magnetic axis was going to flip again. But it didn't. Because back then Aramelius was still alive, and for all the worthlessness he was, he kept that from happening. He did it for himself, but that's something else. They had to keep, the original first big hams had to keep killing the life here on this planet because of the reptiles getting crazy. Back then, dinosaurs. We used to live with them in Lemuria, which called Mu, in the actual Atlantis continent, sunken in the Atlantic Ocean. All the stuff I've told you, the ETs be out soon, the hybrids, and they'll verify everything I told you. Anyway, the Sasquatch, that's why they were brought here as prey to hunt. Disgusting. But then they were also being taken care of by the same being that was Pahana, Pachacud Inca Yupanqui, etc., etc. He was out of body at the time. His name is Ara. And the Neantids brought them down into the earth to live through the climate changes and everything. And then through the years, the different Sasquatch managed to hide, and when it was time, they were brought back under the ground. But also, as time went along, ETs were starting to pick them up. And they were working with ETs. Not like we would have a dog, but like a friend. They used to be filled with animal essence, very strong, very powerful. And then it wasn't long ago they started switching over to souls. as far as the spirit put inside them. Now there's two different type of Sasquatch I want to tell you about. And for some of you, especially somebody who wouldn't just listen to me recently when I was trying to tell him about a job he's got, and he's got carte blanche to do what he wants. He'll be flying around all over the place with friends of mine. I'm earthbound, but I'm a hybrid. Everyone is to an extent, but excuse me, I'm not normal. I'm abnormal. Anyway, uh, there's Sapoian and other folks that work with the Sasquatch. They live together, and the Sasquatch go out. They'll go out with the Sasquatch. You'll never see the Sapoians because they just, turn on their reflective stuff. You see right through them, basically. And they make simple little portals, come in and out. And they hang out with one or more. Sometimes the Sasquatch go out by themselves. And they'll go roaming around, get food to eat and stuff, and then they come back. They're not a problem because they have a handler with them. But the groups of the Sasquatch that have been here on this planet, that have been taken in, to be protected and then let back out. Wow. Can't do that. Oh. Not quite dizzy enough to drop dead yet. We're working on it. But anyway, but the ones that have been living here, they're the ones that are more of a problem. They don't have someone with them, communicating with them telepathically. They're more aggressive. They can be an issue. People go out looking for them, but I'm happy to say most people stay away. You always have assholes out there trying to hunt them. Sometimes people take guns out with them to protect themselves. I understand that, but hunters, y'all about to get what you deserve. I'm taking all the animals and the wild Sasquatch and stuff. I'm taking them as soon as I get out of here. They're coming out of body going home. But you will feel everything you've ever done to any animal. Why? Because you deserve it. It's called justice. It's not revenge, it's justice. A lot of hunters are really negative and they're just being deleted. Like incinerating trash. Some people had to hunt to excuse me, to stay alive. That's understood. This creation is abusive. I don't care much for the word evil. It gives too much. It creates too big an image for something that's negative. But abusive, that fits. The more abusive, the more pain you're going to have. The more intense your suffering. You're not going to be kept suffering long because I don't have time to waste with you. You're garbage. And when I say me, I'm not talking about this body. This body is a piece of trash too. It's about to be gone. When you look at EKGs and stuff, you see that little blip that on there. That's you. That's you. That's the real you. Spirit, sentient energy in the body. One of the 5 fields that creates sentient energy or spirit is a form of electromagnetic energy. Okay, let's hurry this up. Okay. So besides all the more civilized, cool Sasquatch that come out with their handlers, excuse me, or roam around on their own. And they'll be hanging around, but besides them, the ones that aren't, that are more wild, they're not the only ones running around. The oldest dinosaurs, some of the oldest dinosaurs there are the ones that look more like birds. They're reptiles with uh, feathers. And they're the real old ones. Most all of those types, their bones, their bones were very porous. You won't find any of them too long ago. You won't find their bones. Rare occasion. Anyway, um, besides the wild Sasquatch running around, you have some of these early dinosaurs and others have been recreated. I recently tried to get hold of someone. All of you with compassion, you're friends of mine. Usually you look at me long enough, you're just like, why do I know this guy? You look me in the eyes, you connect with who I actually am, not this car I've had to drive around this life, this body. But anyway, I tried to connect to him. Jay, Jurgen, who do you think I'm talking about? People going out looking for these things and going down the food trails to some of the more wild beasts, even though they're somewhat controlled by the other ETs that you can't see with them. The more wild ones can't really be contained too well. And you're on the food path? You're the food, dude. You've got a job to do, and you're going to love it. I'll tell you what you're going to do, and you might get aggressive saying, oh, nobody tells me what to do. If someone says, here's an awesome meal for you, here's some things you need to know, and those questions you always had, here's the answer to them. And by the way, we have things for you to do. You need to take off and go to the Sasquatch homeworld, which is already destroyed, but to go see the original homeworld. It wasn't a war or nothing. It was a natural event, so to speak. And actually meet them. You know who I'm talking to? There's a Sapoian in Earth years. He'd be 38 years old, male, and there's 4 different Sasquatch, always 3, sometimes 4, that hang around with him, and you'll be learning to talk and communicate with them. And you have unlimited funding and housing and everything else, vehicles. And you'll be part of the new nation. Anyway, so that's who they are. That's where they came from. They were brought here involuntary to be hunted. Why? Because they were so elusive. There's so many people that suck, you wonder why we need gravity. Okay, But all the other cryptids that are released to go, what people call cryptids, I'm trying to use, when you communicate, you try to use language that is understood between 2 people. Otherwise, where's the communication? Cryptids is incorrect, but whatever. All these other animals, beings, and stuff running around, they're dropped off to eat, and they're eating wild animals. And like I said, I'm taking all these others. I'm taking them. So there won't be any more to follow around. I keep feeling like this body's about to drop the next day, and it goes on, but it keeps getting worse every day, every time. And hours finally together outside, minus what's left inside this body, and the body has to die before I can pull it out of this body. It's a way of things. We're almost there. I bring the body closer to its death, and I pull more of me out as I do it. And there's like next to nothing left. Anyway, that's who the Sasquatch are. And there's other ones running around, And the reason why I got concerned about this is, Jurgen, you were talking about the two-toe thing that you saw in there. That's one of those bird-like reptilian dinosaurs. They're aggressive as hell. Believe I can keep you free of harm till you're out, and of course that'll piss you off, and I don't give a shit. I love everything and everyone. That's not abusing someone else. And everyone means more to me than I am. But what is, and if people don't like it, I don't give a damn. I hope they learn for themselves later, but it doesn't affect me now. Never has. Some people have said, oh, Jay's arrogant. Then they listen to me say I'm no better than a stick in the mud. It's like, well, you listen to me long enough, you figure out I'm not arrogant, but I am what I am, and I'm not denying that. Your thoughts belong to you. I respect that. I'm telling you how it is, and that's it. I'll be out of here soon, and then you all will see. When the animals all leave, almost all but a certain few and pets, then you'll say shit. And then I create that huge tsunami that's going to destroy Beijing and so much else in China and North Korea. Then you say, huh? But Lily and I were out in the field, and Lily be moving through the field, and we're going to help you understand what's real, where you can see it for yourself. Self-awakening. No one ever needed a god. You never had one. No one ever needed a devil. You never had one. All you had was the original first being, male and female. That didn't give a damn about you. How else do you have an all-powerful, all-loving God that created everything, and yet the fight between good and bad keeps going, and the devil's allowed to keep doing his thing? It's all bullshit. Your God and your devil are the same thing. The original first being, male and female halves, and they've been dead since 2013, May 23rd. I mean, think about it. How could that make any sense, that such a situation could exist? And let me ask you something. If it's so loving, is that what you would, the life that your children have to endure, the creation they have to live in, is that what you would give your children? Would you beat your children up and abuse them so that, for whatever reason there is, or would you love them and take care of them and give them the best you can? Well, if you're worth a shit, you're going to take care of them and share your love with them. No one ever needed a god or a devil. There never was one. There was the original first being. A sick motherfucker, male and female, and they're dead. Both of them. What we have now is family. If you have a loving mother and father, That's what a family is. You have to have a loving mother and father, or in our case, a loving oldest brother and oldest sister that just want the best for everyone. That's not abusive. Someone to protect, someone to destroy when necessary, and an acting mother and father that care for everyone and not themselves. That's what the purge is all about, getting rid of the crap and installing family values, proper ones. You'll see. Talk is cheap. Watch what I do. Y'all are what matters, man. Not me. I'm like Stone Mountain. I'm just there. Big rock. Nothing will keep me from what I need to do, and none of you will ever suffer like you have been. Lily and I love you all. See you soon.